Well, hey there. This is Pastor Scott of the First Christian Church here in Lathrop, Missouri, and this is your Midweek Minute. This past Sunday we talked a little bit about the trouble with pain, the problem with pain and suffering in the world. And we looked at Job, and at the end of Job, after God questions him, and God essentially says, I am all-knowing, I am all-powerful, and you are not, as the response to pain and suffering. Job says, I am sorry, I should have never questioned you, God. In chapter 42 of Job, he responds, and Job saying, look, I shouldn't have questioned you, God. You know too many wonderful things. And I got to the end of the service and I said, that might not take our pain away. But that's the answer God gives. But I do think there is comfort in that, in knowing that God is supreme and He is sovereign and He has a perfect knowledge. Imagine if a dunce like me was in charge. Someone without a perfect knowledge. Somebody that doesn't understand everything. That can't get his selfish ambitions pried apart sometimes. And yet we have this supreme, all-powerful, all-knowing, perfect God watching over us. Not a dunce like me. So there's some comfort in that. But I also want us to point a little bit to a different place in the Bible and look at it for a moment. Look at Psalm 121. Psalm 121 says this, I lift up my eyes to the mountains. Where does my help come from? Where does my help come from? We're now asking that question. I'm suffering. Where does my help come from? Verse 2, my help comes from the Lord, the maker of heaven and earth. It's that idea He is supreme, He is sovereign, He is the creator of all things, and we are not. That's where we are substantially different from God. Just think of the creation account. God said, let there be, and there was. His creation came out of nothing. He spoke it into existence. For us, if we create something, all we're doing is taking materials and putting it together in different ways, and we call that creating. But to God, there was nothing. He spoke, and there was something. It's a wholly different idea of what creation is. And so we have the more powerful creator looking over us. But not only is He supreme, not only is He all-powerful and all-knowing, but look at what happens in verse 3. He, speaking of God, He will not let your foot slip. He who watches over you will not slumber. Indeed, He who watches over you will neither slumber nor sleep. He's a caring God too. He's not a distant God. He's a personal God that loves you. He will make sure your foot does not sleep. He is always watching. He's not sleeping. He's not gone on vacation. He doesn't need a sabbatical. No. He is always watching over you and caring for you. So not only is He all-powerful, but He cares deeply for you, for each individual person. He doesn't just care for your neighbor. He doesn't just care for your friend. He cares for you in a personal way. And we can take comfort in that. When things seem like they're spinning out of control, when we don't understand what is going on, we must put our faith in the knowledge that God is all-knowing and He is supreme over all things. And that He cares for you. Again, my name's Pastor Scott of the First Christian Church here in Lathrop, Missouri. If you want to contact us, talk to us, our contact information is right below this video in the description section. Please feel free to reach out to us. And I pray that this message finds you well.